KWTN 100.9 FM, Nebraska, the official radio station of the Winnebago tribe.
Want the world for your own. You want maximum profit. I can't afford to stay, so get out of my way. Smoking down the track, I never looking back. You can't be with me anymore. You can't be with me. Once I will let you in, but now I let you go. I can't afford to stay, so get
Hey, can you hear me now? Okay, we're getting there. Checking 1, 2, test. Okay, all right. Now I could hear myself. Can you guys?
Hello. Of course.
Try your microphone here, real quick. Bethany.
Check 1, 2.
Whoa. Try it again.
Check 1, 2.
There you are.
There I am.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Love the joys of technology. As we get started with Winnebago Talks, we'll be discussing a lot of good things. It's a beautiful Tuesday. The September months is coming to a close, and we just had the introduction of the fall months. Summer 2023 is officially closed. Man, can you believe that?
It flew by.
It's just the other day we were just doing spring, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So what a summer. And we had this discussion on some of our shows and stuff, like a lot of people's favorite season is the fall season.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm a summer guy. I love my summer, man. I know you're a fall. Tyler, give us the scoop on what Tyler's favorite. We have 4 seasons. We have the winter, we have fall, summer, and spring.
I'm gonna have to say it's kind of like right now before fall. It's when it's like nice out. It's not hot, but it's not cold.
Right. I would probably have to agree with you, because to me, how do you say it? There's a certain smell in the air, and it smells like football weather. That's the only
Smells
reason.
like sweater weather.
But I got a question for you guys. Maybe you guys, well, let's just have a dialogue here, and we'll talk about it. But what is up with all the bees?
They're pretty chill.
I mean,
I'm allergic
seriously.
to them, so we have a
Oh.
love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
Chill for you.
What happens when you get stung?
I blow up like a balloon.
Do you really?
No, I get like the hives and stuff. I have a real bad allergic reaction. I got stung on the face. That's how I found out. I was like 7. Got stung right on the face, on the cheek, and it was like, it just blew up.
Dang. Is that the last time you got stung?
No, I got stung since, and then I ended up getting those pens that I think it's like an EpiPen.
Yeah.
Had to use that a couple times.
She got drunk.
I know.
Knock on wood here,
Yeah.
man. But seriously, I remember getting stung when I was like 7 too, and I didn't understand it. You know, I just flipped out, cried, and everything and stuff. But yeah, I think that it's very. I here's the thing: we can't live without bees.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And so I know that there's other different things and stuff, but I don't know. Are they making the last kind of attempt to harvest everything and stuff? Is that what they're doing? Because they're out in full force, man.
Mm-hmm.
We were
Getting
at
that
the
last
25th.
pollination in.
Yeah, something, man. I'm not a. What's the title for the person that studies bees?
A
There's
beekeeper.
Yeah, a beekeeper or anything like
knows?
that. But
I didn't even know if it was right.
I know how important they are.
Yeah.
But I just don't know like their living habits and stuff. You know, is it
Busy
act up
bees.
season? Yeah, is it act up season for them now or something?
What was
or?
he gonna mention over there by the statue garden? Is that what you were about to say?
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, and then a poor little girl. You know, she might have stepped on one accidentally or something like that, but she got stung. And my sister-in-law had to help, and the stinger was still in there. You know what I mean? So maybe we could get somebody from the health department to help us out. You know what I mean? Like to make sure that the stinger's out, and kind of like how do you check to see, if there's
Protocols.
Yeah, man. Just we want to keep everybody safe and stuff like that. So we have a whole slew of announcements that we want to get to, folks. And as we said, this is Winnebago Talks. We have Tyler Snake here with the Winnebago in the News. She has an issue coming up, and if you haven't had to see the recent issues, you can go down. I was just down there, down at the Heritage Food Town, and make sure you go down there and pick one of those up. It's right by where you cash the checks.
Yeah,
Good
there,
spot.
the lobby, Sweetwater, DG, and the Pony.
Yeah.
We're working on more locations too.
So they have a lot of. I just love the word. Here's another word that we could probably start saying here is a whole heap of information in there.
All the synonyms.
So there's a whole slew of information, and there's a whole heap of information that we can. That there's a tribal council meeting minutes in there. There's letters to the editor. There's always the front, and then you have the bagel bits and stuff. What was the last bagel bit?
Ooh. One of them was the archery, and then Tribal Farms is corn harvest.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And what can we expect on this one?
For this one, I got a little list right here. WPHD was very busy last week. They did the car seat training to be certified.
Yeah.
And then they also did an indigenous doula training. So that's pretty cool. It's something different to provide for our community.
Do you know anything about that? I seen pictures and stuff like. I didn't get. I apologize and stuff.
We could probably all gain some good insight, but from my understanding, it's an in-home doula to learn how to, if anyone wants to have an in-home labor and delivery, then they would be there to assist, and I think it's something like that.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere along those lines.
What do they do that when you have a partner, Lamaze? Is that what it's called or something like that?
Oh, yeah,
Do they still do
Lamaze
that?
class.
Yeah. Where you
I only ever see those in movies and TV shows.
They don't do that anymore? They just kind of...
They probably do.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have any around here, maybe in Sioux City or something.
So do you know, it's been over 2 years since I was in the birth ward with Callie. Ashley, you know what I mean? Anyways, she did all the work. I was just the support system and stuff. But do they allow people to come back in after the pandemic now? Like, I remember my first son, 16 years ago, grandma was in there, everybody was in there and everything and stuff. Do you know? Have you heard?
So my niece, she's about 6 months now. She's just freshly 6 months. She don't look like it. She looks like a little 1-year-old, but she's real big. She's chunky. But anyways, when she was born, we got to go visit. So I think they kind of
Well, I mean,
lifted
the
it,
actual birth, did you get to?
Well, I think just my brother was in there with her.
Oh, okay.
So I think they still have limitations on how many people you can have in the room with you.
Because of COVID?
Yeah.
Man, that just changed the game.
Kind of making a comeback too.
That's what I heard, man. That's what I heard. We'll have to get the Winnebago Comprehensive Healthcare System people up here in the Winnebago Public Department to come on up and kind of give us maybe some insights and stuff. But the cases that I heard, they test positive for COVID, but they get symptoms and everything, but they're not as bad as when the first COVID. Now it could change and stuff. I don't know if they're variants or whatnot and stuff, but we should get a status update. Yeah, that's a good point. Make sure, try to stay safe, and if you haven't got vaccinated, probably maybe a good time. We haven't grown horns or anything like that, and we got our shot, 2 years ago or something like that. So over 2 years ago, man, who would have thought we would ever live through a pandemic? Do you ever think?
Pretty crazy.
You got a birthday coming up and stuff. Did you ever think you were going to live through a pandemic? This is nuts and stuff. All right, so we have some comments here. If you guys want to discuss anything with us, make sure you come on up. We do have a whole heap of announcements that we're going to do here. And I want to start out with today, we are going to have the Winnebago Volleyball live stream.
Yes.
Tell the folks about it.
So we live stream the volleyball games over the Winnebago Public Schools YouTube page, and it looks like they'll be kicking off here at home, or tipping off. I think that's the correct term, right? Tip off or something.
Serving off, I don't know.
They'll be hitting off at 5 p.m. and it's a home game versus Walt Hill / Omaha Nation.
Do you know what a triangular is?
Yeah, it's where they play 3 games.
Do they really?
I
So
believe
Winnebago has to play Omaha Nation, and then Because you need to help me out here.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think it'll probably be, I don't think it's like a tournament or anything. They won't play each other. I believe it's like a set of games, so it might be like Winnebago versus Omaha Nation, and then they'll have Walt Hill versus Omaha Nation, or whoever won from that, or if they all play each other. I don't know. I don't know either.
Yeah. We did it last year and stuff, and I'm trying to recall and stuff. You know what I mean? I never played.
We actually
high
have
school
had a
volleyball.
triangular already this season too.
Did we?
Yeah, and I don't think they play each other. I know that. Like I think there's just like 3 games.
Okay, so it's not a tournament. They'll
No.
play each other. It's just not a tournament, as far as a champion, right?
Yep. And
Okay.
but if you do want to check out, they did have a tournament a few weeks ago down.
And posted on.
It's on the YouTube for the Winnebago Public School. It was Winnebago Lady Indians,
Yeah.
the Lady Chiefs,
Yeah.
and the Lady Blue Jays and the Lady Warriors. Is that-
From Santee.
From Santee, yes.
Yeah, this is called the Res. It would be like the Res Super Bowl and stuff. You know what I mean? Because
Volleyball
who
edition.
ended up being the winner?
Omaha Nation received first place.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then Winnebago second, and then Walt Hill third, Santee fourth.
Nice.
It was nice though. It was cool to see it, and then like just because I get to kind of see the element of the live game, and then I also hear the commentary of how they're explaining it to our listeners that are over the radio or the live stream. And Willie and Trina, they always have some good insight. They're pretty knowledgeable with volleyball and stuff, and just to hear how they kind of break the game down and stuff, it's always pretty interesting.
Okay. Now they can't make it tonight.
No, so we will have some different commentary
I'm
tonight.
gonna step in, so don't tune in, guys, to hear my messes up. No, actually, if you have an opportunity, make sure you tune in for those elders and those people that are maybe out of town. You want to see some live action, and it's kind of like some from bragging rights. I know the big games that we have throughout the season, a lot of times it's between Omaha Nation, Walt Hill, and Winnebago. Unfortunately, in football, Winnebago and Walt Hill won't play because they're just kind of, I think Walt Hill plays a certain division, and they're in a conference, the Lewis and Clark, and then Winnebago is in the All Nations conference. And Winnebago won't play Macy this year. They're in 2 different level classes, so Class A and Class B. As far as that, but I heard Omaha Nation's doing pretty good on that one, and I think you guys talk about it in the Big Boys Sports Show with Coach Q and company. So yeah, there's the Parents' Night is coming up.
So we got through that. That was on the 16th, that tournament we were talking about. It was on a Saturday too, started at 9 a.m. And then we got the game tonight, the triangular here in Winnebago with Omaha Nation and Walt Hill. Then their next game will be the 28th, Parents' Night / Senior Night.
Is that the last home game?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Wow. Can you bring up the other schedule for the Winnebago Public School? A lot of people are asking me, when is Winnebago going to play at home?
Yeah.
I know they've been doing some road miles, and then they had a bye, I think like the first weekend or the second weekend of the season. So that means they got some time off and stuff. But, okay, so here it is. It is actually homecoming week for the Winnebago Public School, and they'll be taking on this Friday at 2 o'clock. This will be a very interesting time to play. But they'll be taking Cheyenne Eagle Butte. Remember that time, did you go with us up there to Cheyenne Eagle Butte?
I didn't get to it, no.
Yeah, me, Matt, and then I think Gentry went up there, and it was a long trip. I think there was 4 of us. I think I took my son too. But yeah, that's a good trip. I'm glad that, all the relatives from Cheyenne Eagle Butte coming down to support them. Make sure you drive safe and stuff. But those schools and those buses are doing some miles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that Winnebago dropped their game to Todd County in a heartbreaker. Yeah, barely, you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. But Winnebago does have a couple wins and looking to get another win on Friday. So, homecoming. What else do we know about homecoming?
So I do know that I got to connect with Brooke and them over at Project Launch. It looked like they're going to be having so do you remember last year at the big screen, they had that event at the big screen? With the movie, bonfire and all that stuff for the homecoming festivities.
Yeah.
They're looking to do that again this year.
Okay.
So I got to connect with her about that. And they're looking to do it on Wednesday again, so.
Okay. Yeah, I think they have a flyer on the Winnebago Public School page on this week. It says something about casino. Winner takes all. Tuesday, the iconic duo trio quads. I assume that you dress up. So, like, we would get the memo and be like, hey, we're all going to wear pink today, or we're all going to wear blue. dress up the same. We're gonna be twinsies or what are they called? Triplets or
Quadruplets. They even have it on there. Quads. The duo, trio, quads.
And then Wednesday is wear pink. Thursday is surf and turf. So I would imagine.
I seen a lot of parents like saying something about they had to like specify what that meant. Like, what do they mean by surf and turf? Because one of my brother's lady, she has a little girl, and she said that she had to ask her sister about what that surf and turf meant because she was going to send her to school as a little sushi.
Little lobsters showing up.
But, yeah.
Yeah, because surf and turf is usually a steak and a lobster at the casinos or something like that. So maybe, I don't know, is it surf and turf night at the casino? Might have to ask the cooks. Friday is Class Color Spirit Day, so wear your blue. And do you know anything about the parade?
No, I don't. Not yet. You have to get the 411 on it.
All right. So casino is this year's theme, 007. Pretty good. You pumped up? You gonna be busy with the pictures and everything this year, huh, Tyler?
Yeah, I'll try.
All right. What other announcements do we have?
So I have this one right here that we was talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. Did you want to roll that one out?
Yeah, if we could. So last night we got kind of a message here on the big voice to help, make sure that everybody's safe. And there is a Siouxland Most Wanted. This is George Lopez. You can scroll down here. Are you showing it on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so it says here the U.S. Marshal Service is asking for the public's help finding George Lopez. According to the U.S. Marshal Service Northern Iowa Fugitive Task Force, Lopez is wanted for violating his federal probation. Lopez is on probation for conviction on a weapons offense. Lopez is described as a 42-year-old man who is 5'9" tall and weighs 220 pounds. He has several tattoos on his face and neck. Anyone with information on Lopez's whereabouts should contact the U.S. Marshal Service's tip line at 712-252-0211 or email Siouxlands.mostwanted@usdoj.gov. Callers can remain anonymous and the information provided remains confidential. So we want to make sure that if anybody knows the whereabouts of Mr. Lopez, you could also call the Winnebago Police Department. That's 402-878-2245. And let's make sure it's a weapons offense. So please be careful out there. If you see this gentleman, just report it. Don't try to approach him. Don't try to do anything like that. Just make sure you call it into the authorities. So we want to get that information.
Yep.
That's a good public service announcement for our listeners. And we'll go on to the next topic. I think this week we have an issue and everything is due by tonight, by 4:30. Mm-hmm. All right. And that issue is going to be coming out this Saturday.
Yes.
And as you know, what else do we need to know?
Anybody that would like to become a part of the W.I.N contributors to receive weekly reminders, update your mailing address, or any tribal members wanting to be added to the mailing list to receive the W.I.N, you can email me at tyler.snake@winnebagotribe.com.
Tyler, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I actually have a request here. I'm going to put you on the spot. The cameras are rolling and everything like that. Can you put in employment listings?
Oh yeah, from the Tribes page.
Yeah. Could you kind of do a corner there, because I think we need to get that information out. And can we pull up the Winnebago Tribes?
Yes.
Let's just kind of roll through some of our employment. As you know, job markets, it's a good problem to have because everybody has an opportunity at maybe a position. I know that as the season goes around, the fiscal year is going to be opening up for 2024, October 1st. We ourselves will be looking for more commentators, anybody that's interested in having a DJ show, anything like that. Come and talk to Bethany. Camera operators. What else are we kind of looking for? Streamers for the powwow.
Yeah. So it's the camera operators. It kind of applies to like other events that we're asked to live stream as well. So it's not just sports live streaming. And yeah, so we're gonna kind of need some additional help for those. Yeah,
because for the round dance, we were just
holding
me and you,
down,
just holding it down and stuff. But then you and Billy did the powwow.
The powwow, yep.
We'll talk about that a little bit coming up here. But yeah, if you can scroll that on the screen, and then those that are listening, tribal employment. If you're interested, go to winnebagotribe.com/tribal employment, and you can see the current opportunities. And I'll just read a few of them here. There's a custodian position. There's also a lead teacher for high school, lease compliance technician, media production specialist. I think that's over there at the
Renaissance.
Yeah, the Renaissance. That's a new position. We also have a position here. We're looking for a Winnebago Indian news editor. And if you know anybody, make sure that they also put in their application. We're looking for a dispatcher. I always thought that would be kind of cool, you know what I mean, to be a dispatcher and stuff, you know what I mean, just helping out the community. And, you know, I always see kind of like some of those movies where they get the call and kind of do some investigation work and everything like that. And I appreciate a lot of times, I think I called them, there was a deer that got hit, and I had to call the PD and stuff, you know what I mean? And the person that answered, I'm not sure who it was and stuff, but it was, you know, are you okay? You know what I mean? All this and that, and then got the details, and then it was a click, you know what I mean? So if you're looking into that, make sure you apply. Tribal Tax Director, we need one of those. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of work to be done in that one and stuff. So if you know anybody, please have them apply to Winnebago Tribe. We have a lot of good benefits. There's a lot of good things that are working for the tribe. We have the employee appreciation, and just be part of the tribal government committees and stuff. So you guys been here for many years, and I think that if somebody's looking for a career and stuff, you know what I mean?
Many moons.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Good?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about this weekend. This past weekend. Maybe you can bring up some pictures, go to YCIC page and stuff like that, and see if on Friday we had some celebrities come down, Tyler. I know we want to send the condolences to your family and everything. I know you were out last week, and you know that's very important, family time and everything like that. So we'll just kind of recap, because you're probably gonna kind of ask what happened last week and stuff. But Friday was a good round dance that happened at the Winnebago Public School. What do they call that gym?
The PE gym.
The PE gym.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty nice. I didn't know that there was I know the practice gym, and then there was one. So it's like that, but it's just a little smaller, I think.
Yeah.
It looks just like it though.
And then what'd you think of the round dance?
The round dance was nice. It was good to be around, like all the good like vibes that were there, and just the singing itself and all the smiling, and it was nice.
Yeah, Mr. Harvey Drever was the stick man. The thought and feeling came from JR's crew, the Youth Crisis Intervention Center. He reached out to Kunu Dave. Now, for those folks that are kind of really follow the round dance circuit, Kunu Dave produced a round dance back at Winnevegas a while back there, and brought out some of the heavy singers, like the heavy named singers, I should say. And these singers, they put out albums, they go into the studio. I know like W.I.N Silas, he's kind of produced by Canyon Records and has some really great songs, you know, just creativity and smooth sounding, and it just sounds good and everything. And Harvey Drever himself, he was the one that came down from Ontario, Canada, drove a long ways. Him and his wife showed up, and they were the first on the premises. And you know, he was basically the last one there. And that's what the stick man does. But he gave the background story of the round dance. And what do you think about that?
I thought it was good because like with like September being Suicide Awareness Month, there, you know, like it affects not just our community, it affects our surrounding communities as well. And it's just something that like that stigma with it of not talking about it and stuff. So like this kind of helps open that up for people to talk more about it and know that it's not just like I don't know, like the textbook versions that everybody thinks, but there's like it helps those that do struggle know that there is help, and they can open up, and they don't have to feel the way that they do, you know. And for the round dance itself, to my understanding, the way he explained it, it was to help with those good feelings. And I like really personally like enjoyed it, especially just with my late uncle. You know, he took his life, and it was just like that personal insight from it too, you know. Yeah, definitely. And he mentioned they have traditional round dances up there in Canada. And then the elders decided to do like what they call social round dance. And the reason is because in that community, they were having almost a
epidemic of suicides in that
Yeah.
community. Just young ones just taking their lives, and you know, as suicide, we talk about that a lot here. Donna comes over, and I know that the people that were on yesterday, Morningstar Counseling, were talking about that, and I really enjoyed that segment. They're talking about self-care. They're talking about some of the kind of their run-ins with suicide and just the unknown answers and stuff. And so that really helped out. And I was talking to one of our veteran elders, and he had a big smile on his face, and I just kind of sat with him. I went to the other room, and Waylon LaPlante was the other MC, so I got a little break in there, and then I just kind of wanted to check the temperature of the, you know, how the round dance was going, and a lot of people were just enjoying the community vibes. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't had opportunity since powwow to come together in the community, just listen to music, sharing laughs, and like, hey, how you doing, man? I've seen you in a long time. You know, just kind of some of those things. And he said we need to do this more, which I encourage, and I don't. It doesn't have to be the big name drums or groups or anything like that, but just get together and bring out the hand drums and have a social round dance, you know, for a couple hours and stuff. That's a lot of fun. And you know, we gave away some T-shirts.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. What would we do, like the bingo or something like that?
Picked a spot.
Yeah.
And then we also had them tune into the live stream and comment on the live.
Yeah, and then we did a random draw. Like, if you commented on our live stream and stuff, you'll see some comments on there like, hey, I'm checking in or whatnot. And then so the one comment, we randomized it and stuff like that. But what did it say?
It said, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
And that's probably a round dance lyric, right?
That's what I thought too.
And then the name was Mr. Sam Grant, who was the head man dancer yesterday. So he put on his shirt right then and there and stuff. And then the question, sponsored by Big Voice, was like, we said, hey, okay, all right. So everybody that's married, make some noise. And nobody really made noise and stuff. Just one person kind of raised their hand and stuff. Then they're like, all right, everybody that's single, make some noise. And then everybody starts screaming and stuff like that. And then it's like, everybody that don't know, maybe you're just snagging or just kind of in the limbo and stuff, you know what I mean? Make some noise. That's got the biggest applause.
Hands were up too.
But then we went into the next day. How'd that one go?
I personally enjoyed being out there like that all day, seeing from the background of it, you know, just watching everybody, the stuff that took place, the dances, and the good words that were said. So the feedback and the live streams available on the Big Voice YouTube page. We only went live over YouTube, but overall, I think that it was a good turnout. There's a lot of people there, and I thought it was good.
Yeah, my son went out there and danced Onipa, and the next day he was sore. So it kind of just shows that, you know what I mean, like it's a good fitness, good dancing, good music and everything. And Tunny, Craig was the MC, and also Waylon went over there and helped out as well. And Gentry was the arena director, and Sam and Amy, Sam Grant and Amy Painter were the head man and head lady. And appreciate everybody that stopped in and, you know, maybe just blessed us with their presence of dancing, or just, you know, hanging out throughout the day and enjoying some of the music. A lot of drums.
Yeah.
A lot of drums came down, so that's good to see. All right. Well, that's kind of the recap of some of the things that happened. And if you guys want to see and maybe hear the words of who talked and stuff like that, make sure you go to the Big Voice YouTube channel and check that on out. All right. We have our guest, Mr. Ben Crawford, come on over. And he will be joining us here for today's Winnebago Talks. Ben, how you doing, man?
Not bad. It's good to see y'all.
Good to see ya.
All right, go ahead and give me a check here. I'm trying to get you on the...
Check.
That one not plugged in there, Bethany.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting his microphone plugged in while we can here. All right, try it now.
How about that? Huh?
There you are. Okay,
Ready for karaoke?
we are. So this day in history, Angel Decor Museum, Ben Crawford, curator of the museum. Good to see you, and happy Tuesday. What do we have for us today?
So, I haven't found any major anniversaries this week. So instead, I wanted to talk a little bit about the history and culture around food. Do you guys know the word for food in Ho Chunk?
I just seen it, so it wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, just say it.
Waruk.
Waruch. Waruch, yeah. And that's also the
The silent H.
he, she, it eats. It's the verb for that too. So why don't we start with today and food, and we'll back up from there. So today, Winnebago, honestly, it's what's known as a food desert. Do you guys know what a food desert is?
Is it no, I don't know.
It means there's no big grocery store where people can get a lot of fresh foods. Now that might be changing a little bit. I'm happy to see some of the fresh foods at the Pony and stuff. But there's not, you're just not going to get what you can get at Hy-Vee and Walmart and Target, right? And then also we need to understand that a lot of the foods that people eat today are really affected by colonization and removal, and the way people eat too is affected by trauma. And even I wonder with the boil orders too, that's gonna change at what people drink, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of that going around, and I think a lot of people eat, both Ho Chunks and out in the world, we eat in a really unhealthy way because of impulsivity, and maybe when we were younger we didn't get what we needed, so now we just are constantly grabbing at anything we can get. Believe you me too, you put a trail camera up in my kitchen, you're gonna see a lot of 2 a.m. Ben reaching into the cupboard and just grabbing handfuls of food. So I'm in this camp too. But yeah, do you guys remember that rule we talked about with food last time I was here?
Oh man, I just remember: do not become a gambler. Treat your elders good.
You never turn someone down.
What is that about food? When somebody visits you,
You feed them.
you feed them. Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently immediately, and you shouldn't hold anything back, even if you have, one slice of pizza left. You give them the pizza, right? Or at least you offer it to them. And a big part of traditional Ho Chunk culture is feasting and fasting too. So kids back in the old days, when they were 10, 11, 12, they would be sent out into the woods to go and fast, sometimes for 4 days without food or water, as part of their kind of initiation or part of a spiritual journey. Little Priest did that. It's how he found his purpose. And sometimes people would fast for other reasons. Apparently some tribes, when it came to the Green Corn Dance, they would fast for 2 days before the Green Corn Dance.
Oh.
Apparently. And then feasting, if people, of course there's clan feasts, and even today in the community with a lot of the homecoming celebration and powwows, there are meals sometimes, which are kind of like feasts, right?
Yep.
And back then for naming ceremonies too, they'd hold a feast. And sometimes apparently the person giving the feast would not eat. They were giving it to everybody else, right? That's a big offering to the community and nothing back to you. You're really asking for something by giving that out. When it comes to things like right before eating too, even today a lot of people will do spirit bowl, right? They'll put out a little bit of food and kind of an offering. And apparently some people back in the day, they'd do that with fire too. Instead of just a bowl, they'd offer it straight to the fire in their lodge, or if they were eating near a fire. And even just moving back from the spiritual part of that, you're taking a little bit of time to really intentionally eat, and you're kind of respecting your food instead of just, if you got a dog or a cat and you set down the food, it's like boom, right? I think a lot of my people, myself included, are often in that camp. But when you're taking that time to, whatever you do, pray or do a little spirit bowl, you're kind of slowing things down. You're respecting yourself and the food and the world around you by doing that really intentionally, and you're kind of shifting your state of mind about food. And we have to keep in mind that, Ho Chunk foods, you'd have to go out and get them in your garden or hunt or go out and find them in the woods and gather them.
Or harvest them. corn is like a commitment.
Yes.
From planting, making sure the seed
Yep,
is ready
yep.
to roll into the ground, letting it grow.
Yep.
Then you have to go and harvest it, then blanch it, and then washku it and everything.
It's so
dry it.
intentional. Yeah. Yeah.
That is like a lot of love, and there's a lot of
Yep.
commitment to
Yep.
that.
And that's very different than going to Mickey D's and
Or
getting
Whole
an
Foods,
extra large.
yeah.
Even when you go to Whole Foods, right, and you're just grabbing something off the shelf, nobody was involved in that process, right?
Yep.
And there's a story out there, and I think this comes from, it's not a Ho Chunk story, but it talks about how when people shifted from gathering their food to farming their food, it made the food weaker. The spirit of the food became weak, and I love that story because I think they're right, and I think a lot of people are eating these weak foods, and a lot of people are feasting all the time, whether or not we want to call it that. That's our big problem these days. But anyways, as part of a immersion class from this week, I went to the grocery store and I grabbed a bunch of foods, some of which are Ho Chunk, some of which are not. I just went to Hy-Vee and South Sioux. So I've got a little list here of foods, and I want you all to tell me whether or not you think they're Ho Chunk or not, or whether or not you could find them in the traditional diet. Some of them are going to be like, yeah, of course, right? But some of these, I throw a couple curveballs in there, so get ready. All right.
Are we keeping score?
I'll keep
It's
score.
you guys are on a team here.
Oh,
All right. You ready?
He's ready to win.
Tomatoes.
yes.
Verdicts. Yes. Tomatoes?
No. They are native to North America, but they were not in Wisconsin. All right. I'll do a little bit of slow pitch here. Here you go, kid. Skittles.
Skittles?
Oh.
Oh, no.
No. Crackers.
Oh. Or wait. Did you make crackers? Yes.
I'm going to say no.
If they're made out of wheat, definitely not. Maybe they apparently you could make flour out of acorns by crushing them up. I don't know if they made a little kind of bread like
a
that,
lot
but
of acorns.
not wheat, yeah. Cranberries,
Yes.
C.
yes. Bread,
Yes.
Oh. You just said no.
Whoa, I'm sorry. We're native to us
yes. This is Ho Chunk food. Is it Ho Chunk or not?
in
Yes or no?
Wisconsin, or like okay?
In
What?
Wisconsin,
It's like
traditional before contact foods.
Okay,
That's what we're
before
looking for.
contact
Yeah,
foods.
Yeah.
Ooh man, you said what?
Bread.
Biscuits?
Bread.
Dang man, I'm torn on this one, man. Just give me the answer.
What do you ladies think?
I said
I'm
no.
going to say yes because fried bread. I don't know.
No.
No.
What?
Okay.
Bread is a hard no, and fry bread is like a super no. Yeah.
Before contact.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Chicken.
Before
No.
contact.
Yeah.
Nah.
No.
I'm going to say yeah.
No.
Oh.
All right, here you go, kid. Mountain Dew. No.
We got our water from some of the mountain springs, though. Nah, I just.
Well, I don't know if there's any mountains in Wisconsin, but apples.
There's mountains. No. Apples, yes.
Yeah.
No, apples are not native to North America.
They're not.
Really?
No.
Where are they from?
They're from Europe.
Really?
Yeah. Black beans.
Never eat an apple again.
I know.
Well,
went around
it's
buying
probably
apple
better than
trees.
Skittles. Black beans.
Black beans, yes.
Yes.
No.
Black beans are very, very native.
Man.
Popcorn.
Yes.
No.
I'm going to say yes.
Very, very native. Yeah, corn, because popcorn comes from corn. Apparently, they pop it on the cob too over the fire. Breakfast cereal.
No.
It's gotta be. No, I'm just kidding. No.
We had
Yeah.
breakfast, but
There were no Ho Chunkos.
No cereal.
Breakfast cereal is a no. All right. There you go. What do they call it when they have the thing you stand the ball on and then the
T-ball.
Yeah, T-ball. All right. Water.
yes.
Okay. Chips.
No.
No.
Wild rice.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely. Pretzels.
No.
No.
Clams.
No.
Well, clams.
It's like river clams.
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say no.
Say yes.
Clams, definitely. Turkey,
Yes.
Yes.
maple syrup.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, but I don't know if they got it to the point where it's brown.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not like the Hungry Jack maple syrup. It's the real maple syrup. Look on the back.
Yeah,
right?
remember you came in and talked to us about there's maple syrup
Yeah.
season or so, whatever you call it, or
Yep, yep.
maple harvest.
Yep. Maple syrup is big. Squash.
Yes.
Beef jerky.
Yes.
Beef jerky,
Oh, yeah.
no.
No, because cows are not indigenous to North America.
Thinking of buffalo jerky.
I know. I was thinking.
I know, close. I couldn't find any. I was looking for it. Reese's Cups.
No.
Sunflower seeds.
Yes.
Yes. Apparently, some tribes they'd grow the corn beans and squash, and then they put the sunflower around the garden. Apparently. Mac and cheese.
No.
No.
Milk.
No.
No.
Yeah. All dairy. Not ho-chunk at all.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I bet there's probably a lot of people who are allergic to dairy here.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are just a few of the foods. And I'm not a dietitian, but I imagine eating those at the right time, at the right reason, for the right reason would be very healthy for people. And, you know, a lot of the foods that we eat today are just loaded up with sugar and high fructose corn syrup, and you're getting like so overstimulated you can't even appreciate like how a strawberry tastes anymore, how sweet that is normally. Because back in the day, you know, I think Neola was talking about how when she was a kid, I was listening to an interview of her, old lady Neola Walker.
Yeah.
She said like the kids would be all around the berry bushes because that's like the candy back in the day, and they would be get as many as they can to get the sweets, right? So we kind of need to take a break from that to kind of cleanse our palate. And
Real quick, what are those trees with the little berries? The little.
Huckleberry.
Is that
choke
what it is?
cherries?
No?
No?
The little brown or brown. The little they're red and they turn purple looking. They're like all over. They're the little berry trees. They got little tiny. They look like a tiny little grape vine.
Is it the ones with the
They're
big
tiny, though.
oval leaves?
I think
and they're kind of in a
so.
clump?
They're like all over it.
I think that's the red sumac. Or are the berries totally separate, or are they kind of with each other?
They're all over.
Okay.
Like,
I don't know
I can't
that.
explain it, but they're all over. If someone knows what I'm talking about, but they're all over here in Winnebago. I know it's not Wisconsin, but if you were little and you had one of those berry trees by your house, you was up there.
There you go.
You don't know what kind of tree it was?
I can't think of the berries.
If we didn't know anything when
Anybody
I was a kid,
texting you?
they call it deer berries.
Mulberry tree.
Mulberries. Oh,
Mulberries.
mulberries.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you had a mulberry tree by your house, yeah, I was getting all worked up.
I couldn't figure out the
Glasses are
name.
fun.
But mulberry trees are it. That's like our well, when I was little anyway. It was a long time ago.
Ashley's the one that
I
texted.
used to have one by my apartment, but I need to get out there and get them. But yeah, so it's just a little bit about the history behind the foods. Fry bread came from government rations. So when the government was giving the tribe, beef and flour rations, that's where fry bread came from. But I mean, the really hard truth here is that, for decades now, because a lot of people in the community have been eating these weak foods, they've gotten sick and people have passed away as a direct result of that. So we need to be careful with what we eat.
I think Netflix came out with a documentary on that, talking about like the lettuce had some kind of something on it. I don't know if it was E. coli or something like that, but right next to the lettuce, where lettuce all comes from, there was a cow farm. You know what I mean? And it would just...
all the manure we get there.
Yeah.
And it was just like, wow. The other stuff you can burn off, you know what I mean? Like the E. coli gets a certain temperature, the bacteria dies, but you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy and stuff.
The last thing I didn't mention too is that 3 square meals a day, that is not a ho-chunk thing at all. Like at most 2 meals a day before the Europeans came. And it really depended on the season. And, had people gone hunting? Do we got some dried food ready? So that is not a ho-chunk thing at all. 3 square meals a day. And when you guys eat, right? When you have a big holiday or something and you eat a ton of food, how do you generally feel?
Nap time.
Nap time, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, myself included, were eating so much, even if we're not, huge, we're eating so much that we're always kind of staying in that little sluggish state. And if you could just give yourself a little bit more time in between meals, or maybe even skip a meal, you'll burn off some of that sugar and you'll be at higher energy. Normally we think like food gives us energy, but too much food actually brings our energy down, right?
Is Red Bull a one? Is Red Bull one?
I don't think
Hey, man.
they would go up to the Red Bull tree and get some juice. No, I don't think that's
You gotta
traditional.
come see me if you want Red Bull.
How about like ginseng?
That
That probably came over from
I don't know.
Asia, right?
That's a good question.
Caffeine? Is
Caffeine is okay. Coffee is that's from like Central America, I think.
So that's native.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Well, but speaking of coffee, they brought down some Tim Hortons for the round dance. Those Canadian singers.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Oh,
got
nice.
the hookup and stuff. I kept wondering why it smelled like coffee, and then there was like a room where it was kind of for the invited singers to kind of maybe grab something to drink and stuff. But they all kept coming back with those coffee cups and stuff, and I was like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Oh, that's the Tim Hortons coffee." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So
Should have tried it. I always hear all the hype of it. I haven't tried it though.
yeah, I'm not a coffee drinker
I'm
myself. You know what I
Folgers.
mean? But a lot of people swear by it. Like literally go nuts over it and stuff.
I know a few of those people. I'm not gonna say any names.
I don't need any more. My heart would just explode if I had too
Yeah.
much coffee.
I'm looking
Well,
real
good
straight.
presentation there.
Thanks.
Appreciate that the food history, and I did not know some of those things, but I'm glad that.
With the food too, is that where like fasting was a big practice as well?
Huge, yeah,
Huge.
huge.
That's why the 3 meals a day doesn't apply.
Well, yeah, it doesn't apply when you're just not eating. That is fasting in like a scientific sense. But back then, when I talk about fasting, a lot of people will say, well, it's just because they didn't have as much food. Well, there's a difference between not having food and intentionally not eating food, right? There's a difference there,
Yeah.
right? Your mindset's going to be really different. So they intentionally did not eat food when they were 10, 11, 12, 13 for about 4 days. And your parents would get you to go. They would, what I read is that they would either give you a little bit of coal or a little bit of like ashes or in one hand, or like a loaf of bread or some sort of food in the other. And if the kid went for the bread, they'd chuck the bread out of the lodge, and they'd make them put the ashes on their face, so that when they were fasting, they would have to like cry off the ashes when you're asking for that blessing. Yeah.
Good
Good
history.
job. Yeah. All right. So we have the answer is. Okay, you're not leaving, Tyler. You're gonna become one of our co-hosts and stuff, because we just can't get you stopped from not talking. You just took over the show. No, but we're gonna do. And you're gonna have to be my judge here, Ben.
Okay,
And
okay.
keep track here. But she does get a lifeline, so might have to do a runoff here. But we're gonna play that answer is. But we're gonna play a bout of name that tune. All right.
Ooh.
Okay. So
Hard.
yeah, it's gonna be easy today. I know, because all these songs you probably know them by heart and stuff. Okay. All right. So the first one to give me the answer out of you two is going to win that round. All right. We're gonna go 5 rounds. At the end of the 5 rounds, the
What if
winner's
we're
going to be
tied?
announced. Yeah, the winner's going to be announced. Okay. And you guys are tied?
No, I said, what if we do tie?
Oh, then we'll do a question. I have a question.
I was very confident.
All right. You guys ready? Okay.
Yeah.
So I just want the artist, or I want the name of the song. Okay? All right.
So
Artist-
simultaneous.
Okay, hold on.
Sound
Here.
off.
Let me see here. Okay. All right. I think I got that down. Let me try it again.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. We're going to start.
Elvis.
Yeah. She got it. You didn't know Elvis? You didn't? Okay. All right. So we'll go to
young.
too young. Okay.
Wait.
So is it first who gets it?
Yeah. First who
Okay,
gets it.
okay.
All right. So as we go on, just name the title of the song or who sings it and stuff. This one you probably take a while, but let's try it out. It's probably gonna come right out of the gate. But give me a guess right now. It's
The
Could be
Bee
the-
Gees.
almost, but it's not it.
Dang it.
Come on, Tyler. All right, here we go.
Can't see that part either.
Oh, cute. You played this song. How come?
I got all my sisters with me.
It's the name or the band, right?
Yeah, it's the name of the band.
So if I guess wrong, then I'm just.
Name of the song.
Or do I
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
guessing?
If you guess wrong, you're out.
Okay.
Give me one.
That sounds funny.
What's that?
I'm probably gonna be way off, but is it Michael Jackson's Family when they stay there?
Okay, wait.
I don't think that was the name of the band. But
They said it in the lyric here. Did you hear the lyric? What was the first lyric that you heard?
Family? I don't know.
I'll take it a little bit. Come on now. This might be your lifeline here, one, right?
I don't have one this time.
Oh, you don't? She don't. Okay.
I think she got close though, right?
Yeah, we are family. Judge, what do you want to do?
Can we give her a half point?
Family?
Okay. All right, we are family. All right, good.
Yeah, that's the name of the song, right?
We are family.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
I was like, whose family was it?
I say it a couple times. Yeah, the Jackson 5, right? That
It
was them.
was?
Yeah.
Oh, this is
I had it.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah,
Ah,
Bruno Mars.
dang, I haven't really listened to him in a while.
You don't know Bruno Mars?
He's alright.
He's all right.
He's alright.
What's the name of what's the title of the track?
It's
Hey.
Dang, what is it?
No, that's not.
I don't know.
It's that's what I like. Okay.
The Pointer Sisters.
How about this one? They always sing this at like the sporting events. Like everybody just goes nuts.
I can't begin to know.
Got a guess?
It's growing.
My grandmother's
It's
name
building in my brain right now.
I don't even think the title of the song is in the what's called.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah,
And spring became the summer.
Dang, I
it's the
can't
main
listen.
line.
Who'd have believed
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is, huh? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. You're right. You're right.
hands,
Give me a guess here, because everybody's gonna start to sing it.
touching hands,
We're getting there. Here comes the drop.
Here comes the
reaching
drop.
out,
Should've chosen that.
Rest your
touching me, touching you.
Oh, I can't think of it. I don't know. Sweet Caroline.
There you go.
That's
She got it. Come on, we gotta get you on the board
Who
here.
is that by
What's the
though?
new song?
I don't know.
Neil
I
Diamond.
knew that.
Neil.
Neil Diamond. Yep. Tyler.
Getting mad for real.
Be ready. I know you're gonna get this one. You're gonna get this one.
Michael Jackson.
Oh, man. Tyler,
coming up.
Yeah, I had some hope for
You
you.
got
Give
the
me
name of the
like 5 more
song?
seconds.
Okay.
I got it.
So, just so you know, for next week we're probably gonna do
I like
this
this.
again. Name that tune. So I'm gonna give you like I'll give you one from the artist and stuff. All right. So try to break it down. Make sure you guys tune in next week and stuff as Bethany comes away with the win.
Now I gotta do the dance. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Now you gotta get up and do the dance. All right. Any shout outs? Anything that we want to make mention before we get off the air here? We got a lot of stuff happening this evening. Is Weekend Jam?
So I was just gonna say that I don't believe we'll be having weekend jammers today because of the volleyball game. We'll both be over there at the school, so no weekend jammers today. But tomorrow, Coach, we'll have the big hour. Coach Q will have the sports show at 5.
Who's doing the big hour?
I gotta look at the calendar. Good
Man,
question.
I did the big hour, and it was songs and their samples. It was really fun. It was kind of like the sample challenge and the remix. I kept saying remix on the thing, but it was the remix. So, like for example, "Fantastic Voyage" by Lakeside was redone by Coolio, and it's the same title and stuff. So I would
DJ
play.
Sharon T.
Yeah, Sharon T's gonna be tomorrow. So those country fans, I think there's a lot of country artists.
Yeah.
John Party is gonna have a concert down in Omaha. I want to go to that one, man. I don't like a lot of like Garth Brooks. I'm not a fanatic of Garth Brooks or anything like that. You know, sorry for saying that, but like John Party, I can get down with some John Party. You know what I mean? So make sure if the country fans, and I think like there's some other concerts that are coming up that I've seen posted online too. So
A Boogie with the Hoodie's gonna be down in Lincoln. I want to go to that one.
the baby too.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it's
Nah,
gonna be
just
in
kidding.
November, and the hoodie guy is gonna
Yep.
be in October.
And then I also seen, man, who was the other one? There's gonna be another one, but I can't think of it.
Is it SZA or something?
It might be.
I thought, anyway,
But anyways, so yeah, the big hour, DJ Sharon Teach, she'll be hosting tomorrow. And then we'll have my show, All Request Live, on Thursday at 11 a.m.
who won?
Last week, it was Last Night by Morgan Wallen.
Country artist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I always say his name like that because I don't, how do you say it? Do you know Morgan?
Morgan Wallen.
Not a
Waylon?
big country fan.
Waylon.
What?
Wallen.
I'm open to it, but it's not my thing.
All the Morgan fans are just
They're like-
cussing us up.
Like me when I walk by. No, just kidding.
Slamming their.
But yeah.
ResRad, MCBKC, and then Friday we'll have another big hour with Coach Q and DJ Blues Mix with the first home game. Actually, I take that back because we have a first home game
At 2.
at 2.
Yeah, we still got it.
Okay, so then DJ Blues Mix and then Midnight Love with MCBKC.
Awesome. We're a week out from tribal elections, and we encourage everybody to get out and vote. And that's going to be, the polls are going to be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Last Friday was the deadline for absentee ballots, and hopefully everybody got those in that needed them. And good luck to all the candidates. We appreciate you putting your name in the hat. We're going to send our prayers to each and every one of you, and there's going to be 3 seats for 3 years. And for all the tribal eligible voters, get out there and make sure you go and vote. I think there's going to be a lot of write-ins this year, so it's going to be posted at the Blackhawk Center window, and we'll also make sure we post it on the Winnebago Tribe's Facebook page once that announcement happens. Reorganization and swearing-in ceremony is going to be on Wednesday. We'll probably have that live stream over the Winnebago Tribe's Facebook and YouTube channel, and make sure you check that on out. But next Tuesday, we'll be closed. No Winnebago Talks, and no weekend jammers for that day as well. So we'll just be playing some music and stuff.
Yep.
If you want to learn more about the candidates, their postings will be in the Winnebago in the News. Is that correct?
Yes.
We reached out to each and every one of the candidates and asked them to post something in the Winnebago in the News. That's going to be coming out Saturday, so make sure you get the issue. And also on September 30th, Little Priest is going to be having that form. I don't know if you could pull that up
Yep.
to see what the details. I'm not sure when that starts and stuff, but I think they're going to be streaming over YouTube. And that comes from the what's your name?
Alexandria Walker.
Yeah, and her class are going to be hosting that. So make sure if you want to learn or you're not sure who to cast your vote for, make sure you check that on out. But the Little Priest has a Facebook page, and that information is coming up here momentarily. But yeah, they had that 25th anniversary, and that turned out pretty good. And on Saturday, I know there's a lot of things that are really happening this weekend and stuff, but make sure you check that on out, because that's very important that you folks, I think they give an opportunity at the end there, if there's any questions from the community, to ask those questions to the candidates.
I was like, I know you said you shared it on the Tribes page, right?
Yeah, a while back here and stuff, but there it is. Okay, is that up?
Yep.
So it's going to be in the ALC building, and here's the times, folks. It's going to be from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. The forum will be broadcast live on YouTube, and community members will have the opportunity to participate over Zoom. Oh, so it's going to be a hybrid event. Okay. Lunch will be provided by Little Priest Tribal College. For any questions, please email Alexandria Walker at littlepriest.edu, or call 402-878-2380, extension 167.
At the Little Priest campus.
Yep, at the Little Priest Tribal College campus. And yeah, they have a new parking lot to debut. So if you've never been up there to recently, their parking lot looks very spiffy.
You know what else is new? We got a new sign. Woohoo!
Oh, I seen those signs going down Main.
Yeah.
The ones on both directions pointing up there.
Oh, the Angel Decorah.
Yeah, the Nebraska Department of Transportation took us a while to get them, but we got them.
Nice.
Yeah, put us on the map.
Cool. Awesome. Any shout outs, Tyler?
I do not.
Okay. Ben?
And thank you.
And
Hey man, shout out to my mom and my brother, both of them. for helping me out. I'm gonna be looking for a new car. My pride and joy took a poop on me, so I gotta look for a new car.
Dang.
They're gonna be helping me out, so I just wanted to send a shout out to them.
Oh, for
I don't know
sure.
what I'd do without them.
Yeah, for sure. And yesterday was National Daughters Day or something. So
really?
I know that, yeah. I seen you guys' things and stuff like that. So good job to being a daughter, being a good daughter. You know what I mean?
Kudos.
Yeah, and send a shout out to my daughters, Mimi and Callie Coons. All right, you guys have a good rest of your day. We'll see you down the road.